Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. See my voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. We're back with yet another one. Zeo's having a little sing along to his own song there. Love that. All right, that. Good vibes as always with me and Zeo. You know how it is. Zeo, thank you so much for joining me again. How are you doing this evening?
Doing good. Every time that tune comes on, I'm just like, I just get into a zone and I don't want it to end. It's amazing. Like, I love that.
I feel like we need like an extension on it. Like, it is one of those where it gets stuck in your head and you just want it to carry on, definitely. I still feel the same. I've got kids at my school who watch some videos now and they're like, oh, that song at the start is sick. The kids love it. It's hard and I'm truly grateful for that. Thank you for doing that. Zeo has got a new tune just come out, I believe.
Yes.
Just say that where people can find that.
On my YouTube, Zeo Leonardo, or search Zeo Breathe, and you'll find it. It's part to do with the Prodigy and Keith Flint and blah. Like, you'll like it. Check it out. It's just come out, but obviously after the stream. Don't go now.
Yeah, it is true. It's a tune. I've heard it. I'd definitely recommend it. But let's see who's in the chat anyway. We've got HM28 says hello to Soph and everyone. Hello to you. Hope you're doing good. Definitely rest in peace to Shane Warne. It's sad and sudden, and there's so many greats who are passing away at such a young age. It's heartbreaking. It's obviously, thoughts with his family and friends. It's absolutely heartbreaking and shocking news to see that today. Lawbreaker says not looking promising. Hello to Jimbo. Hope you're doing good. Big up to Curlers who's in the chat as well. Says evening folks, I'll have a point of whatever Zeo is drinking. March is going to be a testing one for all United fans. So we're going to get straight into it. Look, there's a massive game at the weekend. In my chat yesterday, you were oozing confidence regarding football, regarding City, regarding all the big games we've got coming up. I mean, hand on heart, Zeo, look, how are you feeling going into now that we're getting closer to Sunday? How are you feeling ahead of this one?
We're gonna win. Like, hand on heart, I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna play so well. I think we're gonna pressure them. I think we're gonna look better than them. I think we're gonna win convincingly.
Convincingly, come on.
I think we're gonna win
convincingly. I want to find whatever you're drinking as well.
I think we're gonna win. I've got a great feeling. I'm like really positive. I feel like we're gonna go out there and we're gonna show them.
Fair play.
They're gonna expect to steam. I think they're gonna expect to come and wipe the floor with us, and they're gonna be shell shocked.
I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right. Aikavin says evening Sophie Potter, referring to the fact I was dressed as Harry Potter yesterday. Evening to you, Aikavin. Anyway, you can magically help United beat City on Sunday. I would love to. I'll cast a few spells in the morning and whatnot, and I'll see what I can do. I can't make any promises. Let's hope that the likes of De Bruyne are wearing an invisibility cloak on Sunday. That's all I'm going to say. And we don't see them throughout the 90 minutes. But look, it's a massive game. But it's cliche, but you say form goes out the window in games like this, in derby games like this. Form goes out the window. And I called the video this earlier because I was thinking it'd be so typical of United to go and draw against Watford and then pull it out the bag against Man City. It'd just be so typical of us, and that's why we get so frustrated because we've seen it far too often, haven't we, where we've flopped one week and the next week against a big team. No disrespect to Watford, of course, but you know what I'm saying, a big game, and we step up to the plate. Do you think this squad, and obviously that was under Ollie when we saw that quite a lot, to be fair, the big game mentality that we used to say. But not even just under Ralph, even the latter stage under Ollie, we haven't been consistent at all. Do you have belief that this squad can actually turn up against City and get something then? Like, with this group of players at the moment, the way that this season has gone, do you still have that same ounce of positivity towards this game?
I do, and I think people will be lying if they say they feel the same as they did towards the end of Ollie, because we're creating mad chances and everyone's getting frustrated thinking, how are we not burying these chances? That's what everyone's frustration is. If you really think about it, it's like, oh, if we would have buried them chances, that would have been an easy game. If we buried them chances, them scoring wouldn't have mattered. That's what everyone's frustrated with if you really look at it and be honest with yourself. And we're going to create them chances against City as well, and I think we're going to start burying them. So, like, I can't lie and say I feel the same as when Ollie was ending. I don't. I look at and feel different about this team now. Yeah, we have all the leaks and stuff like that. That's all a separate thing. But on the pitch, I feel different about this team now. The team impresses me at moments. We have parts of play that I'm just like, whoa, that's what I want to see. When towards the end of Ollie, we wasn't having that. So I think, I'm really positive, and it's got to click at some point. And that's why I keep saying it and then getting proved wrong and saying it. But I think City could be the click. I think City's a big game. You have to turn up. You have to like you can't lose to City like badly. It's
Yeah.
like I think they have to turn up,
To
and I think they
Liverpool.
will. I think they will if he picks the right team.
Mm. I'm a bit like you, to be fair. Weirdly, I feel kind of positive going into this game. And I think it's because me, like you, thinking, you know what? It's one of them where if we step up, we can actually put a foot down, put a marker down for top four. But it's that feeling, is it? Like I felt like that before the Watford game. I thought, you know what, we're going to score loads in this game, and then we didn't. Do you know what I mean? I had that positive feeling then. And it seems that for me, these players at the moment just aren't, I don't know, just aren't clicking. But as you say, surely at some point that has to happen. And I'm just hoping that it is Sunday against Man City. I would love Ronaldo to end his drought and score against Man City. Do you know what I mean? And put a pie in their faces if you like. But we'll see what happens. Big ups to Tails in the chat. Says, Sophie, I've been wondering where you were. Hope you're good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well as well. Big up Santiago. He said, big up Zeo, that new music video box.
Thank you,
Big up
bro.
Santiago. Hope you're doing good as well. And Curtis said, Zio, you can't even say that with a straight face, but bless your confidence
That's just
regarding
my
this.
face anyway. Now that's just my face anyway. I laugh when I'm talking anyway. But I'm
Always
being
smiling.
I'm being dead serious. I think it's going to click. I think we've been unlucky. I think if all these chances we were creating were going in, there'd be a different attitude to Man United. There'd be a different morale in the team, and I feel like we would feel as a team and fans that we're beating anyone if our chances that we created were going in. And let's not even just say all the chances. Let's say the ones that should have gone in, like the ones where we're hitting the post or a man's
Focus on.
1-1 with the goalie, and it's just like whoa, where it's just bad luck. It's bad luck. I believe it's bad luck we're having, and bad luck can't hold us back forever.
Yeah. And you know what? We talk about confidence. We beat Leeds, obviously, which we said we should have took confidence from. We had that blip against Watford where we did create so many chances, and I still can't get my head around how we didn't win that game, to be honest with you. I still cannot get my head around how we did not win that game. And there is an element to look about it as well. I think there's an element of decision making, people overthinking, maybe people wanting to get the limelight. I mean, I think that Bruno chance where he's clean for on goal, he squares it to Ronaldo, it's a simple goal, 1-0, and Bruno's tried to do it himself. Moments like that, decision making hasn't been good enough. And I'm hoping that Ralph has worked on this, especially in the final third. But when you look at it, the problem used to be we weren't getting anywhere near creating chances. We weren't getting anywhere near breaking down these teams, and we are doing that. It's just that final piece of the jigsaw, isn't it? That's what we're lacking. And like I say, hopefully on Sunday we can start to see it coming together. But there has been elements of our games that I think have been positive. I agree with you on that. I think the concerning thing for me is we're a one-half team. If we don't turn up in the first half against Man City, I ain't been funny, but in the second half, the game will already be out of our reach. They'll punish us.
Exactly.
I think we've
Exactly.
been lucky in a sense that we haven't turned up against teams like Burnley, like Watford, and luckily they haven't got the quality as much as City have to punish us. We look at the Liverpool game. Look how we turned up against Liverpool, got absolutely battered, absolutely slaughtered. The same thing will happen against City. I'm hoping we've learned our lesson and we do come out the blocks because I think we have to start fast, don't we, Theo, if we're going to get anything from this game.
I do think so. I think they will punish us. I think we have to bury our chances, otherwise it will be embarrassing. And I think Ralph and the players, they all know that. I think we'll come out of the blocks like on fire. I think City are going to be shocked. I think, and if not, then we're in some serious danger of the mentality and everything of this team. And it just needs to throw everyone away. If we come out of that and we start slow in the first half in this game, they need to throw everyone away, because why you'd start slow against City, who if you go 1-0 down to City, 2-0 down to City, you're in danger. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super confident. Like I am so confident, just based off how I know I would be thinking if I was in their dressing room. They've got to be thinking it times 10.
Yeah. Because you know what, look, we had early chances. Ronaldo missed obviously early chance against Watford and whatnot. We've missed penalties early on in games. I think it'd be a different outcome if we take them chances early. If we take a
Yeah.
chance early against Man City, their mentality is totally different. Players will start to play not within themselves. Players will play those risky passes rather than play the safe pass. Do you know what I mean? The decision making will improve. A lot of it is down to confidence. And if you concede early in games like that, or you miss an early chance, the mentality of these players lately has been that, you know what, shut down. And
Yes.
that's where we've been disappointing. Where the mentality needs to be, you know what? No, I'm going to get on the ball. I'm going to do it again. And I think that's why people find Bruno frustrating, because you know what? He'll play one or two passes and it goes astray. And sometimes you're thinking, Bruno, what on earth were you thinking then? But he'll still try and get on the ball. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? He still wants to get on it. And he might be absolutely piss poor. And you're thinking, oh my God, Bruno, just stop giving it away. But at least, I like the fact that at least he's getting on it. At least he's trying. And I think we need to see that from a few more players. I think a lot
Yes.
of our players tend to hide when it's not going well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that, especially in games like Man City. And that's what I mean when I say that's my concern. We haven't been consistent over a 90-minute period. If we're not on it against City, if we switch off, we will get punished. Games like
Yeah.
Watford, we got away with it because Watford barely attacked us. City ain't going to be like that. City will hurt us. A bit like Liverpool hurt us not too long ago. That's still etched in my memory. Still sat there at Old Trafford, seeing those 5 goals going in. I can't witness another performance like that. I just can't do it.
You won't,
But
man.
I hope not. I hope not. But we have to take our chances. Fact, we have to take our chances. Big up to Brush who's just joined us in the chat as well. Guys, let us know what your lineups are, what you think will start for United against City at the weekend. We're going to tell ours in a minute as well. Yeah, let's get into that now, actually. Let's get into the lineup. So, for me, De Gea in goal.
Yes.
I think Ralph will start Wan-Bissaka at right back. I don't think he'll start Delo in this game.
Yes.
Wan-Bissaka's been obviously edging back into the team lately. Ain't done too bad as well. Do you think Wan-Bissaka deserves... I know you're not the biggest fan of Delo, to be fair, so I'm guessing you're going to say Wan-Bissaka.
I think I would pick Wan-Bissaka. I think he'll pick Wan-Bissaka. I think people are starting to notice that Delo, although he does look more assured on the ball, he's not actually providing results on the ball. Yeah. So Wan-Bissaka looks a bit shaky on the ball, but you're getting the same result with Wan-Bissaka and Delo going forward anyway, even though Delo looks more sure of himself. That's the only difference. So I think Wan-Bissaka, to shore it up, I think he may do that. But for me, I won't be upset if he goes Delo either. But I think Wan-Bissaka is a better bet for me as well.
Oh, I think if you look at it, City are going to have the majority of the ball. Like, they're going to have most of the ball. Our fullbacks are going to be pinned back anyway, which is why I think it'll be Wan-Bissaka. If it was a more open game where our fullbacks could maybe push up a bit higher, then Delo maybe would figure in that, because we know we're more balanced going forwards when we have Delo on that right, because players look more willing to pass to him, because they know it's so bad that they know that he can control the ball, at least tries the right things. Yeah, he's overhit many crosses and whatnot. It's been frustrating. But with Wan-Bissaka, I just feel like we're so disjointed on that right-hand side. And I do think going forward, Delo offers... I'm not saying it's a finished article, as you know, I've said it many times, but I just feel we look more balanced going forwards with Delo there as opposed to Wan-Bissaka. But defensively, if you're looking at their fullbacks, they're going to be pushing us back. So I think Wan-Bissaka would be the sensible option there. Shivan's put their lineup as well. So they've gone for De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane. Personally,
I don't think Telles will play.
I would rather see Maguire. I mean, no, I wouldn't. I'd rather see Varane, Lindelof than Maguire, but I do believe that Maguire will come in
I believe that too, yeah.
So I agree with that centre-back pairing. I don't think I'll play Telles. I think it'll be Luke Shaw.
I think so too.
Yeah, Telles has been all right, to be fair, lately. He has been all right lately, but I do think that Shaw will start the game. Shaw scoring against City last season as well. Maybe that'll be in his thinking, you know what, he's had a good memory against City. Maybe that he can reignite some of that form that we saw prior to the Euros and whatnot as well, and during the Euros for England. Midfield is an interesting one.
It's a very difficult one, midfield. It's a very difficult one. I think Fred will play.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see, depending on how McTominay is, of course, but
I won't be surprised. Yeah, both of them. Both of them. I think he might play both of them.
Pogba may be out on the left.
Yeah.
Bruno obviously in the 10 position. Ronaldo up top, I think will be the case. And then Rashford or Sancho.
I don't think it'll be Rashford.
Someone said there Rashford leading the line as well, which is an interesting. I wouldn't want to see that. I think we need someone who's going to hold the ball up. But then again, does Ronaldo hold the ball up? Do you know what I mean? Cavani is another one. Is Cavani free for this game? I just want to say, shout out to Santiago. Thank you so much for the super chat. And it is going to be really intriguing to see Ralph versus Pep, and he's going to come out on top in a tactical game. Bruce said I can see Matic playing.
No.
That's another decent shape, to be fair. That is another decent shape. Matic stepping in. He's experiencing there, though, to be fair.
I think it's going to be... it's so hard with our midfield, man. Jeez. I say no, and then I'll think about it for a second. I think it would be Fred, but I would prefer Matic and Fred, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. James, who's obviously an Everton fan, says, what we did against City last weekend was we battled them. We showed some aggression. No team in this league is going to outplay them with possession and passing stats, but you've got to bully them. Totally agree. Unsettle them on the ball, which is why I would love to see some of Ralph's high pressing, but you have to be careful because we know we do it in ones and twos. City have got boom, boom, boom around you, and they're in behind your press. So you can't do that against the best teams. If you're not going to do it properly, I imagine we'll let them have the ball, which is what I said. Our fullbacks are going to be kind of pushed back a little bit, I'd imagine. I'm concerned about the legs in there from Matic, to be fair. Experience, You know what? Against Watford, he did really command that midfield. He dictated the game well. He does try and pass between the lines. I do think he often tries to pass forward, Matic. It is when it's going the other way, isn't it? Like he can get bypassed a little bit with his legs in there.
He's the best
But
one on the ball, though, man. He's the on the ball, but like he's passing from back there.
yeah,
He's so good at it, man, and he's so composed on the ball. So it's a
yeah,
shame.
yeah. I could see Pogba playing at left. I'll be honest. Whether it's Fred or whether it's Matic and Fred in there, I do think Fred will start. I do think Pogba could play it on that left hand side again. Ronaldo centrally, Bruno obviously just behind him, and then I would personally put Sancho on that right.
I
Sancho,
think it will be Sancho. I think it
City,
will be.
obviously previously in his career and whatnot, he'll want to get some. He'll want to show what he can do. Basically, he'll
Yeah.
want that to be his stage, and I'm hoping that he can show them. He's been gradually getting better as an United shirt, and I would obviously rather see Sancho play over Rashford. But yeah, surely Pogba has to start in this game. I know you're always pro Pogba. He has to start, but I mean, look what he's done for us against City in the past. Like, let's hope that Pogba can bring that game again, turn this game around for us on Sunday, bring a bit of Pogba magic and own it, because we know when he turns up, Pogba can be unplayable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unplayable. And at the minute, you'd probably say he's playing to be in the shop window, because it's very unlikely he's staying at United. If we're honest with ourselves, he's going to be playing to put himself out there. And let's just hope that he can produce something against City for us on Sundays here.
I think Pogba on form is a make and break for us. Like if he's playing well, something's happening. If he's playing well, even if we're playing bad and Pogba's playing good, something's happening. So he's a
Yeah,
make and break for us. What was it? I can't remember which game it was now. Was it the last one? And he was playing like so bad. He's played so bad and losing the ball and stuff like that. But what I was happy to see is he was still trying the things that Pogba tries, even though he was playing badly, which to
yeah,
me says it's not he's not making it get to him. He still knows that he needs to try these things. He needs to try and take players on, spin on the ball and things like that. So hopefully he shows up and hopefully Bruno shows up. And I think if them two are on form, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident. I'm really excited. Like I love Man United versus Man City. I love that match. I love it.
yeah. And the players have got to be up for it. But if you can't get up for it against City, like, come on, like, what's the point in even playing for United? Like, this is a game
Exactly.
that heart, that desire for the badges in it. As you said, even Soph and Zeo, remember a few weeks ago when I said we'd finished 6th and Zeo laughed? Arsenal have 3 games in hand and 1 point behind. We have City.
It's
Look,
Arsenal though, man.
it's going to be an absolute scrap to get top 4. An absolute scrap. And all we can do is focus on ourselves. We've got a mad run, some mad games in March in particular. We're going to beat what's in front of us. We've got to focus on ourselves, because I do believe that teams in and around us will still drop points. Arsenal have still got to play Liverpool and Chelsea, I believe. So Arsenal have still got their own tough games as well. Teams will drop points in and around us. That will happen. It's a Premier League. It's happened all season. We will probably still drop points as well, if we're honest with ourselves. We can only focus on ourselves. That's all you can do. And it's
You know
frustrating
what?
because not too
You
long
know
ago it
what?
was in our hands. No, it's not.
Let me say this, yeah. This is what I want to say to Acid, yeah. If Arsenal finish above Man United, I will send you a t-shirt.
You heard that, Acid.
I will
You heard
send you a
that.
t-shirt. We are finishing above Arsenal. We are coming top 4.
It's going to be tough. I'm not as confident as you. The only reason I'm not is on the basis of consistency. Our squad is good enough to be top 4.
We are, and
Even
we're
with the
gonna
run
do
of
it.
games we've got now, our squad is good enough to take us to top 4. The way that we have been playing, obviously, hasn't been good enough. And lack of consistency, and I'm not even saying from game to game, I'm talking from half to half at the minute. That's what
Yeah.
worries me. Because against teams like City, even Spurs, who we have next week as well, we will be punished if we don't show up. We'll be punished. Simple as that. And that's what I worry about, the consistency. Obviously, we are still in the Champions League as well. We've got Atletico. That's going to take it out of some of our players. We have to bear that in mind as well. Midweek games, teams in and around us haven't got midweek games. You look at the likes of Wolves, for example, not playing in Europe. That's going to aid them. Isn't it? Arsenal, not in Europe. That's going to aid them because they've got less games, less cluttered fixtures than us. So, yeah, we just have to focus on ourselves. Am I super confident that we're going to get top 4? No. But do I think we can do it? Yes. And I think this game on Sunday is a big marker as to when if we're going to get it or not. Sorry.
If we buried the net, if we buried the guaranteed goals that we feel like we should have had, you know, them ones that you'd be like, come on, man, that was a guaranteed goal. If we buried all of them, what would you be saying?
True. I'll be more impressed with us, definitely.
You
If you're talking like that, we should have had, what, 30 goals against Watford then?
so, you get what I'm saying? I think these goals are gonna lick. I think we're gonna start hitting them. And it's just gonna be a turnaround.
Yeah.
It's created so many. I saw a stat about no one's created more chances than Ralph since he's joined United. Like, yo, it's gonna happen, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I agree with this. We should have 6 more points. The fact we haven't, again, it falls down to us being inconsistent, switching off, lackadaisical defending, not taking our chances. Um, it's Arsenal to lose, but we all know Arsenal are specialists.
Exactly.
Exactly my point when I say teams around us will still drop points. 100% teams around us will still drop points. And it's about us making up ground and taking our chances. And City at the weekend, I wouldn't say it's a chance, but it's one of these where we've got to be up for it. We've got to be up for it. Because if we get absolutely battered against City, then you have to say, look, it's done. Like, if we get, I wonder what that's going to do to our mentality. You know, after the Liverpool game as well. Like, if we get battered, and when I say battered, I'm talking like 4-5-0.
Oh, please, no. Stop.
I saw
Oh,
someone said earlier in the chat they'd play for a draw. They'd take a draw. Would you be
nah.
happy with
It's
a
not
draw?
good enough. It's too late for drawing now. We've threw our draw chances away with the Watford game, not winning that. Like, we can't have no draws now. We need to win these games now. We can't. It's not good enough anymore. We have to go out there and we have to win these games, and we're gonna outscore these teams. I'm not saying City ain't gonna score 2 or 3 past us. I'm not saying that's not gonna happen, but I believe we're gonna outscore them.
I'm bothered as long as you do outscore them. I am not bothered. I do not care how it happens. I keep saying it, business end of the season, it's all about getting the points now. I don't care about we could sit in part of the buzz and come away with a 1-0 win in the most boring game ever, and I'd still take it because it's all about those 3 points, especially against City. And in terms of City and Liverpool as well, obviously the league, you say, has opened up a bit now. Liverpool are creeping back into the race for the title as well. Are you still confident that it'll be City who get the trophy at the end of the season?
I don't want any. I don't even care about them to be. I think City will get it because I think I hate Liverpool more than I hate City. So I
Yeah.
hope City will get it, and I think they will. I can't see them throwing it all away. I don't think they'll beat us, but I can't see them throwing the lead away. I think City have got enough about them to get it over the line, and I think they'll get an absolute bollocking after they lose to us. So yeah.
I love how you're talking like we're really beating because we happened. The confidence. I wouldn't say I'm super confident, but I have got like that niggling feeling where I'm thinking, you know what? I can imagine me on Sunday afternoon, full-time whistles blown, and me saying, that is typical United. Do you know what I mean? I can just see that happening, and I'm not saying that we're going to batter them or anything like that. Like I say, I think it's going to be a tight game. We will concede. We will concede. But I'm just hoping that Ralph gets the tactics right, and we can cause some problems. And as we've mentioned so many times, we take our chances on the counter attack as well. That's the biggest thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat, I want you to interact with this. Like, are there any? I'm going to see how this as well. Are there any United players that you think could make it in the City team? Any current United players who you think could break into? So, say if City sign them tomorrow, who do you think will start for City from our squad at the moment, the form that we are in? Is there anyone, Zeo, that you think makes
Without a doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Anyone who says no is on some sort of drugs. Pogba gets into that team. I don't care. He gets in that team. Do you want me to carry on or do you want me to just stop?
You got more?
Varane will get into that team.
Really?
Oh, you're going off current form though.
Yeah.
Okay. Pogba gets in current form. Pogba gets in.
Yeah, I think I would do Pogba. On his day, I'm thinking Pogba, to be fair, has been decent lately as well.
He's been sick lately.
Yes, yes.
Well, they will never swap. De Gea has been amazing, but they would never swap their goalie because of the attributes that they want from a goalie. So he would not get in their team, even though his current form is amazing. But it's probably just Pogba for me, you know.
Pogba.
And I know they haven't really got a out-and-out proper striker as good as Ronaldo, but Ronaldo hasn't been great lately, has he? So
you say that, but look, if I was doing a combined 11, and I kind of matched one up a bit here, but I've got like slashes by every player because some of them I'm just on the fence with a lot of them. But the only one that I wasn't on the fence with is Ronaldo, because even though he hasn't been amazing of late, I get it, like, but that's what they're lacking, in my opinion, and that's all that City are lacking.
I get that, but then they have to sacrifice some. But then they have to sacrifice something to put him in. Do you get what I'm saying? Phil Jones. Yeah, they have to sacrifice something. Well, Pogba's a straight swap, isn't he?
Yeah, but we're talking about an inconsistent Paul Pogba. Don't get me wrong, on his day he's outstanding, but
Oh my god!
week in week out, is he outstanding for you?
Since
You
he's
even
come
said
back,
against Watford he was playing.
yeah, he had a bad game against Watford, but so does everyone else. But he was still trying. You could see this the effort and everything was still there.
I just love I love just mentioning this about Pogba. Yeah, like straight away, gloves are on. No, the thing, Ronaldo, look, don't get me wrong, he hasn't been good enough. But imagine putting Ronaldo in the City team. You can't tell me he wouldn't take more
Yeah,
of the chances. We create more chances. He isn't the Ronaldo back in the day. We know that. We know he's not the same Ronaldo. Obviously, before we knew that when we were signing him. But you look at Man City, and I just feel like obviously they were chasing Harry Kane and whatnot. Didn't get him, and I just feel like if they had a proper goal scorer, someone like Ronaldo, they'd be scoring. They'd be scoring a lot of goals. But on current form, it's hard. It's hard. De Gea, I think, in terms of shot stopping, amazing. But as you say, all the other attributes, in fact, Edison with his feet, his distribution and whatnot, the fact that he plays like a sweeper keeper, he suits City to a T, doesn't he? Um, so, this is so tough. So tough. Varane, people are saying Varane on current form. Does he
yeah.
get in over the centre
And
back?
not of current form, but based off the logic of you just said of Ronaldo getting into the team because he's Ronaldo and you know what he would do for that team, then Varane, yes. Because you know what Varane would do for that team.
Who needs Diaz and Laporte when you've got Phil Jones? Says, yeah, put Jones in there. Donny van der Beek, ironic, very ironic. We could do with a player. We could do with a player like Donny van der Beek, couldn't we?
I think he still wouldn't be playing.
Nah.
What do you think if he was here? I think he still wouldn't be playing.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be sat on the bench.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree.
But you know what? He's playing at Everton. I'm happy to see him regularly playing. James, let us know your thoughts on him actually so far at Everton as well. What's your make of him as an Everton fan? My combined 11 would be this: Edison, Cancelo, Varane, Diaz. Imagine that as a defence. Walker, Rodri, Pogba, De Bruyne, Sancho, Silva, Mahrez.
So he's
Can't really
done
argue much for that,
he's
to be
done
fair.
Sancho instead of Sterling.
On current form, probably, yeah. Sancho's in good form.
Right.
Sterling, to be fair, has been on the bench a little bit as well, hasn't he, for City? Still outstanding, don't get me wrong, but yeah. I don't know. It's hard. I think with certain players like Ronaldo as well, you say there you put in Silva over Ronaldo, but on current form, I agree with that.
Right.
In terms of City as a whole, do I think they could do with Ronaldo? Yes, but on current form, you probably say he doesn't start over any of the City players. You know what I mean? On current form, I think that's the key part of it, isn't it? It's tough. But look, we're miles off City in terms of current form and the way that we're playing in terms of the table and where we are. But when you go into a derby fixture like this, does it really matter? Because it's all about who wants it more for me. As James said earlier, didn't they? Everton, they pressed City, they were aggressive, they were on the front foot, they were trying to bully City, and City struggled with that. I still can't believe, by the way, that handball wasn't given against Rodri in that game. I don't know if you saw that, Zeo, the handball against Rodri against Everton. Ridiculous. It literally lent into it and everything, but I'm not going to get too into that. But I still can't believe that wasn't given. Like that was
Is that the one? Is that the one that we're saying sorry for, or is this something else?
Yeah, the Premier League came out and said sorry afterwards. Like that, save everything, go down now because of 1 point. Yeah, that's going to really help, isn't it?
Better they didn't say anything, man. You don't come out and say sorry. That makes it worse, man. Jeez.
It's just that accepting that you were wrong, but then not doing anything about it. Like, oh, sorry, you might be relegated. Good luck, lads. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't.
VAR needs to go in the bin. They need to put it in the bin so it's just human error again, because you can't come back and say sorry and then someone gets relegated. Or do you get what I mean? Or Liverpool were 1 point off winning the. Do you get nah, man? You can't do that. Can't do that.
It was shocking. Honestly, like I still can't. And I even looked at it so many times as well. It wasn't even. It was one of these like you knew straight away that's handball. Like you didn't even have to see a replay. You could see from far away that was handball. And we saw the replay many times. VAR looked at it and whatnot. And then there's a big delay. I was watching it like on mute. I think I had people around or something else, and I was talking, and I didn't have a commentator on. And I thought, yeah, it's definitely going to be a penalty, 100%, 100%. Like I had no doubt it was going to be a penalty. And then I look, and game's carrying on as normal, and I'm thinking, what? I remember looking on Twitter and everyone was absolutely fuming, like, because of thinking, like, how on earth is this not being given? Like, it was clueless. This is exactly what I always say. You probably heard me say this. It still comes down to human error. There's still some bloke sat there looking at a screen and deciding whether it's handball or not, deciding whether it's offside or not, deciding. Do you know what I mean? We've got the computers, but it's still ultimately down to the person who's looking at the footage.
Okay, then I'd rather it be split decision making. Do you get what I mean? Like, I made it on a split decision. Now I'm watching it back. I understand. Because if a man's sitting there watching a video 6 times, rewinding it, I don't forgive him. but I forgive someone saying, you know what, when I first saw it, it looked like that.
Here's James, who's an Everton fan. He says, Mark Riley apologised for that. If we go down, he can stuff his apologies.
That's exactly. I don't blame him.
Exactly. That is not helping you. That's just rubbing salt into the wounds, isn't it? Really, just going out and apologising. That's just making it even worse for Everton fans. We already knew it was handball. You ain't going to tell us that. Like, we knew it. Like, how is it that fans and all these Twitter experts who obviously know better than VAR week in, week out, how is it that all these people can see it and get a qualified official sitting there watching multiple replays with all the right technology? I don't understand. I cannot for the life of me understand how that isn't given. Shivan's right. Literally controlled the ball with his hand. His common sense. He let into it as everything. It's not even like he leant into it. He purposely leant into it to control the ball. Just make the decision plain and simple. Take intent out of it.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. But it is the rules. The rules are complicated, aren't they? And as we all say, it's down to those controlling the VAR. It's a problem. We've asked for the technology to come in because of the officials. They need help, clearly, definitely. Officiating in this country is mad. It's mad. It seems to be getting worse. But VAR to make it better, and it seems to be getting worse, in my opinion. Like, it just seems to be going backwards. But yeah, that's a debate for another day. But it is time to get your predictions for the derby on Sunday. Everyone in the chat as well, obviously, let me know what your predictions are for the game. We've both said that we're feeling confident. Zeo's super confident. I've just said I've got a little niggling feeling that we're going to do something, to be fair. So, Zeo, you said we're going to concede. So, what is your...
definitely concede. I'm saying 3-2. I'm hoping 3-2. I'm saying 3-2. I think there is a chance of 2-2 as well for me, because it is City and it is Man United, but I'm going to go with the more positive one and the weird feeling I've got inside that we're going to win, and I'm going to say 3-2.
3-2. Okay. Aikman's gone 2-1 to United. Show Roman says 3-1 to City. Shivan said 2-1 to City. I am making a prediction, says Curlers. It will make folk cry. I think most of us are numb, Curlers, to be fair. I think most of us are numb. I'll be honest. I think me and Zio are just high on the fact that it's Friday. It's the weekend. I'm sure Sunday comes, we'll be feeling a bit more deflated, but hopefully not. Hopefully we're absolutely buzzing. James said 2-0 to Man City. Sorry, guys. You could upset them. We'll see what happens. You're going to be sorry at all. Brush said 2 shots on target would be something, let alone 2 goals. Yeah. I don't want to see 22 shots on target. No, 22 shots and 3 on target. None of those stats. I don't want to see that this time against City. It's going to be an interesting one. I do think we are going to be under the cosh. I think it's one of these where we're going to have to make the most of our chances. Would be nice to score off a corner again, wouldn't it? But I think it's going to be one of these where they're going to have a lot of ball. They're going to try and break us down, and it's about us making the most of it on the counter-attack and causing our own problems from set pieces and whatnot as well, which we've struggled with this season. Could be anyone's game. I would love it if Sancho scored. But I'm going to say 2-1 to United. I think we will concede. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think we'll have to ride our luck a little bit, maybe get a VAR decision in our favour, whatever it is. But I do think that, I don't know, I've got an niggling feeling that we're going to do something at the weekend. I really do. I don't think it's going to be the most convincing. I think it's going to be one of these where we probably play absolutely shocking and it papers over the cracks a little bit. But I'll take it. I would take it. So I'm going to say 2-1 to United. That's my prediction. Thank you to everybody in the chat. As always, a great show. Thank you to Zeo for taking time out on Friday night to come and join me. I appreciate it as well. Again, Zeo, shout out your channel. Let people know where they can find you on socials as well, and obviously your new song.
Zeo Leonardo on YouTube. Head out straight after this finishes. Check out my new song. It's literally just come out. I need to come off this and promote because it's just come out. Head after this stream straight to my channel and check out the new song called Breathe. Brand new, fresh. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Even if you think it's crap, leave a comment so I can get upset.
It's not crap. It's good. It's something the Prodigy as well. So if you're not a fan of rap or whatever, but you like the Prodigy, I'd still recommend going and checking it out because it is proper good. And yeah, it is good. So definitely, I have shared it on Twitter as well. So if you follow me on Twitter and you're not following Zeo, obviously make sure you're following him. But also check out my tweets and you'll see the song as well. But yeah, thank you so much, Zeo. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Friday evening. I'll be back on Sunday with more content around the derby. Hopefully a positive. Hopefully. Brush is commenting on the visuals on your video, by the way. I'm just going to put that on there. But yeah, if you are new, obviously hit the sub on, ladies in red, I'd appreciate it. Hit a like on the video. And of course, drop a comment afterwards. Hopefully Sunday we'll be celebrating and we'll be looking back at this and saying, you know what, we were right to be positive. Let's hope, eh? But yeah, have a good weekend all, and I'll see you soon.